All right, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. This is number 3. Today we're actually building some cabinets. Can we show them what we've got?
Yeah, so we are quite busy. We've been actually pulling up to 14-hour days on this bus, racing through it. I think we're on day 50, if I'm not mistaken, and we're so far ahead from where we were on our last bus on day 50, if that makes sense. So we're making pretty good time.
Yeah, we've been making good progress.
Yeah, what I wanted to mention is any of you that have questions about the build of this bus or any questions about what we're doing or how we're doing it, start getting those questions together now, and you guys can ask those questions as we go forward, because I know I've received a lot of questions and I just want to be sure that we address any of those questions that you guys may have.
For sure, yep.
So,
all right, let me flip this around here. All right,
So I'm building cabinets. I was about to actually whip a groove into this cabinet here. These are the cabinet faces. Actually, they're not the faces. These are cabinet sides. And
so what kind of wood are we building it out of?
so we're building it out of maple. We were gonna use birch plywood, but we're doing maple plywood because we can't find birch anywhere. It's really hard to find.
It's actually still really hard to find material, so we're having to go with what we can find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have a little bit of a mixture between birch and maple because that's just what we can find. And it's funny because this is maple, but it looks like birch. And this is also a sheet of maple, which doesn't look very pretty. But we were able to find some that have a lot of imperfections, and we're using the ones with the imperfections for the interior sides of the cabinet that aren't going to be seen from the outside. And we
You're
were
talking
able,
about like the cabinets that are against the wall.
right, so if it's against the wall or back of a cabinet or something like that, we're using the plywood with imperfections. But the cool thing is that we were able to get 70% off of the wood that was all bunged up and messed up.
Yeah, so sometimes if you go to Home Depot, you can, if you find wood that has cracks or chips or like pieces coming up in the corner or something like that, and you talk to a manager, a lot of times they'll do 70% off, which is really awesome because like this plywood is normally $85 a sheet.
Something like that.
Crazy, $85 a sheet.
Actually, I think 82 for the maple, yeah.
And on any of the damaged ones, we've been able to get them for 70% off. So that's been
Yeah.
awesome.
So this is going to be a base cabinet that we're going to build. This is one that we built earlier today. As I did, water bottle on it. But this is a wall cabinet. And this goes next to my side of the bed, which is the passenger side.
Yeah, so it looks nice.
So one thing that we're doing different with these cabinets that we didn't do on the last cabinets when we built them, we actually made our own trim pieces out of oak for the facing of the cabinet. This time we decided to go with banding strip. And so this is a birch banding strip with maple plywood. And the birch is actually very, very close. They're both hardwood. You can't actually really tell a difference between the birch and the maple. And so this will need to be sanded. It will need to be stained and then varnished. So we're gonna actually spray our varnish on this time. Last time we rolled it on and then back brushed it. And I think we want to spray it on this time.
We're going to try.
Yeah. Just to get a thinner layer than last time. It was quite thick, and we're trying to prevent the yellowing. So polyurethane has a tendency to yellow, and we want it to be less yellow.
Yeah.
Someone asked, has the use of the warehouse made a difference in your good progress?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
because in Orlando, about every single day at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, it would rain. So it would be wrap everything up and get out. The bad news for us is we're actually going to lose the use of this warehouse in less than a week.
Yeah.
So we were trying to get all the outside stuff done so that everything's watertight. All of our vents are in, all of our skylights and everything are in and watertight, so that we can then take it outside and use it out there. So we won't be in here much longer, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
I do want to.
Yeah.
I want to talk about these panels that we're doing. So we're also doing something a little different than what we did in our last bus. So these cutouts you see here is where our windows are. Like you see a window right there. So on the inside, we can show you on the inside. And this is coming in a future video where we have to show how we're doing this and why. But this whole panel will go over the whole wall and has a nice cutout for the window. And Isaiah, who's behind the camera, actually,
Hi, Isaiah.
yeah,
Hey.
he actually had the idea that when we put a join together, so this is a piece that's going to be joined here. He routed
It's
this
such a cool
edge on
idea.
it, right? And then he put a routed edge on this side, so that also not only does it look nice, but it's got some backing support. And when you put it together, it actually makes a really nice seam.
Yeah.
So it's a routed seam along here.
And he put a bevel on after routing it, and so when it comes together, it just makes this.
It'll look nice. It'll look like it's, so instead of just putting two pieces of wood together and kind of trying to hide the seam, you're more pronouncing the seam, but at the same time making it look nice while you're doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And we'll be
So-
able to nail and glue those two things together.
Yeah. So those of you who've kept up on our videos,
Yeah, someone was asking about the awnings. They haven't seen the awning video yet. Want to know? Let me see what they asked. Not got to watch the awning video yet, but where did you get the awnings?
okay, so we got the awnings at a surplus, an RV surplus place called Michigan RV Surplus, I think is the name of it. And I have the link to them in the video description of the awning video. And
We
the,
got an incredible deal.
yeah, a credible deal. We also bought a couple windows from them, which we'll show you in a minute, for the boys' bays, the bay bunk room that we're doing. So the awnings are awesome, especially if you have this bus. The problem I was gonna have was normal awnings I don't think would have worked on this, because you've got to have the arms that come down the sides, and this bus has a curve to it. So I was like, man, it'd be so cool to find. I'd seen some awnings like this where they just literally bolt into that top strip up there and they just come out without any support arms or anything. And I'm like, man, it'd be so cool if we could find those. And I called the people we know at Michigan RV Surplus. I'm like, hey, I'm looking for awnings. What do you have? And they're like, oh, we have these. And it was these awnings. I was like, those are exactly the ones I want.
And the color.
And the color we wanted, everything. They match perfect. They're like made for this bus. So that was really a blessing, really. And so definitely check them out. They're way cheaper than what you'd spend online, like buying them direct. So if you get them from them, you're gonna get a discount.
The only downfall was that it was really hard to find a way to ship them. Like UPS wouldn't ship them. U-Ship was the only place we could find to ship these awnings. And there was a guy from Michigan that, so if you don't know what U-Ship is, it's basically you say, I have something that I want shipped and I'd like to pay about this much. And then people who are just going that direction, or they pick up jobs through U-Ship, they bid on shipping your item. And so they'll say, hey, I'll do it for $400 or whatever. So that's actually what we paid, was $400 to have 2 awnings shipped. And
so Michigan RV Surplus, when I called them about the awnings, they're like, well, they're kind of like only pickup only, because they can't ship something that big, they said. So that's when we,
so if you ever need
U-Ship
something
thing.
shipped and no one will ship it for you,
Check
U-Ship is the way to
U-Ship.
go.
Yeah, and just
We've done it a couple times.
Oh, should we take them in the interior?
Yeah.
well, let's kind of go.
All right.
Want to say hi?
Here's
So
Aravis.
Aravis wants to say hi. Say hi.
Say hi, darling. You are
Yeah.
dear.
I don't know if so since our last bus conversion, we've had we had Enya during that bus conversion, and then we've had 2 other children since. So Aravis, and then there's Corin, who is sleeping right now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So we can show kind of what we're doing here. So we've got our Insta-Hot water heater here, which is a precision temp water heater. And what's cool about this one is it vents to the floor. There's no connection to the side of the bus at all, which is what we really wanted to do. So we're excited about getting that installed. That's coming very soon. We'll take you around to the other side where we're working on some plumbing and different things like that. And if you want to show them that.
So one mistake that we did was when we were spray foaming, we didn't cover the hydraulics of our bays, and once the hydraulic gets spray foam on it, if any spray foam gets into the working parts of it, it like destroys them. So we're gonna have to replace them.
So this is, it just looks like a black hole because it kind of is. So this is the wall, what you're seeing here is the wall to the under storage, what is it, bunk room?
Yeah, that's the bunk room wall.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna cut a window in right here that's gonna be 3 feet tall by I think 12 inches. I'm not gonna lie, this was super hard to cut out and get in here. I had to do a split here and do it in 2 pieces and try to get it all in there and around everything, but I think they turned out
It looks really good. Yeah. It goes well with the black.
Yeah, so we had some leftover black aluminum and that's
Eliana's asking, won't it get hot in there?
No, we're gonna have air conditioning down there, Eliana.
Yes,
So,
and the window.
heh.
So we're gonna have a window on this side and a window on the other side, and so you can get a cross breeze. And the idea of doing it like a sealed area like that is so that the bay can be open when we're parked somewhere, and it's completely sealed.
So these walls on both sides are spray foam. So these are exterior walls. So like what she was saying, we can have both bay doors open and have those windows open. They can get a cross breeze as well, as long as the weather is worth having the windows open for.
Yeah.
If you want to go around the
All
other
right,
side.
I'm gonna take you guys inside now, right?
Yeah,
we
we
can.
can take you in.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
All right.
Enter.
Somebody's smoothie is here. Whose is this one? So Ethan's been taking care of all of our hydration needs and our food needs while we've been working on this project. He's done such an amazing job making smoothies and drinks and lunch for everybody.
There he is right there.
Yeah, there's Ethan out there.
Ethan.
Ethan!
All
We're
right.
just sharing that you've been making food for everybody and drinks and stuff.
And cleaning up.
Yeah, and cleaning up.
Eliana said, what a good boy.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to mention, in the window video, we didn't talk about this a lot, and it's one thing I wanted to kind of cover again. But so these trim pieces, obviously they have the screen and the blind. They also pop off pretty easily, and I just want to show you what we did behind here. This was custom. This isn't something that you would do.
It doesn't come this
It doesn't
way.
come this way. So what we did, because our walls were a little thicker than what these windows were designed for.
I think these windows are designed for like a van that has like maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick
Yeah.
walls.
Something like that.
That's
So,
crazy.
so
Yeah.
what we've done is we had some of our black aluminum left and we cut strips. And so these black strips that you probably can't see very well,
Maybe
they
we
can
need to
go
get a light.
all the
Somebody
way,
needs to get a
they go
light.
all the way around the frame here.
They're like that thick.
Yeah, they're very
They're cut
thin.
to about 3/4 of an inch, and it tucks in under the factory piece of metal.
I mean, hey, if it's hard to see on camera, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's pretty seamless here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, it worked perfectly. And if we didn't do that, then when we would have clipped the trim piece on, you would have seen where the original framing was, and we were like, oh no, we don't want to
And
see
we
that.
wanted a way also to keep the least amount of condensation as possible. So we've spray foamed in between that piece of aluminum we added and the framing. So we're super excited about these windows. I actually really like them. I love the aspect of having this that just clips on with the blind and the screen. I think that's going to be really nice. But I did want to mention kind of that added thing we had to do in order to make these windows work.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool design anyway to have it inset like that and then literally have the paneling flush
Yeah.
right up to
And
it.
so
Oh,
the
yeah,
paneling that
Right
we
over
showed
it.
you outside will just come straight up here, and then it will follow the curvature of this trim piece here.
And actually create like an inch border
Yeah.
past.
And so the paneling will just kind of curve around
Yep.
Right.
the edges here.
It looks so sharp.
Something else Ashton just reminded me that we had to do was we actually had to get new screws. So these little clips here, they screw onto the screws that come out of the window. Well, we had to replace all of those screws with longer screws. So it was
We put a lot of time into
Yeah.
these windows.
A lot of
we
time
were like,
over.
oh, they're gonna be so easy. But sometimes in your bus conversion, there's obstacles
yes,
that you do
that's
not
for sure,
expect.
always. But we're glad. I think in the long run, we'll be glad that we use these windows. They're
Yes.
really
Sure,
nice.
because you have obstacles with any windows you would use.
That's right.
so.
Okay, so over here, this is where our Norcold 15 cubic foot fridge is gonna go. I mean, look at the size of this thing, guys. It's like way bigger than the fridge we have now.
Bubble, yay.
12 volt compressor fridge, so no more. It's gonna operate more like a residential fridge would operate. So we're
Do you know
really
what this ponytail is? This is Shane's surround sound speaker system
oh yeah.
that I wired just for him.
Yeah, so in this bus, we're going to have speakers that sit up front that aim down towards the seating area. We're gonna have speakers back here somewhere, I think. Right? And I don't know. We have speakers outside. We
I
got
didn't
speakers
wire the
everywhere.
speakers in our room.
Okay, never mind. We're not doing speakers.
Oh,
All right, and then another thing. So we're doing a ducted mini split system in this bus, which is something else I have to talk about.
Let me move on
later.
this side. Lighting I think
I
is
might
better.
have to add another ponytail in here, I guess.
So we're going to be doing a ducted mini split in this bus, and the only mini split system I could find that was ducted was 220. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute and how we're going to power that. So our air intake will actually be here, down here, and our plenum will be at the back,
Yes.
and all of our ducting is going to come out and go every which way from that point. So that's where our air intake is going to be. And we actually had to do a lot of custom work to even make this fridge work, to make that work. We actually ended up moving this wall
Yeah.
again.
I had a moment where Ashton and Shane didn't want to work with me because I wanted to. Shane's like, I think we're gonna have to move this wall, and I had already moved it twice. I was like, no. Well, I said it kind of not as nice as that, but.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you
anyway,
guys
I
know
moved
people.
I moved it.
Yeah.
You guys know people.
And Isaiah helped me. So.
Yeah. So in here, obviously, we got some of our plumbing already in. So these are vent pipes, and then this will be the drain for the bathroom sink. This is the vent pipe that goes up for venting the sewer tank, which sits basically right under here. There's been a lot. We've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We've
Of
got
course,
some.
spray foam. Did you mention spray foam?
Oh yeah, so most of the spray foam is done. I'm contemplating getting another kit and doing more because it could be thicker. I mean, this is already thicker than our current bus, but it could be thicker because our wall dimensions in here are thicker.
Yeah. So one other thing is we're actually ducting our AC and our heat from the mini split up into this cavity here, and then it will go through the bulkhead. And so we'll channel it so that we can get AC to all the bunk
Here, come
beds.
back here.
We'll put vents. We'll put vents that come out into each of the bunk beds, and then up high, of course, too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's taken a little bit of brain power.
Most of the ceiling paneling is up, and
Where's Ashton? Ashton,
this
come
is
here.
yeah. Ashton's been working on that.
Eliana said it's very smart.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nate says, I love how it's turning out. So yeah, thanks
let-
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. So Ashton's been working on the paneling. Yeah. So this doesn't matter if there's much imperfections, because it's gonna be covered with a vinyl, headliner that's padded. And so, yeah.
Yeah. So back into the master bedroom.
Yeah. So,
For some reason this window is shut.
Maybe shine the light.
yes. So this is not attached, it's just cut. We're going to actually stain it and varnish it before putting it up. We don't wanna do it in place this time like we did on our last bus conversion. And this is my first base cabinet that's been built. I've been working on that today, and it still needs the banding strip around the edges, but yeah, this is actually the exposed side that needs to be stained and varnished, and really it's just this area. And this is not the size of our bed. This is actually the beginning stages of the framing for our bed. Do you want to explain it?
Yeah, so this part of the bed will be basically, there'll be a piece of plywood that sits over this. And then this front part, we're gonna have basically plywood that comes around the sides and the edges. And there will be a spring hinge system where you can grab this and lift. And basically the bed from this point to here will lift up for storage and whatnot. So that's what we're doing there. And then of course we've got our skylights that still have to be installed before we can move this bus out of this warehouse. But yeah, I think that's, any questions for the inside?
Someone asked about the floor was cut in for that bunch.
Oh yeah, the floor is cut
That will
in.
be in a video,
Yeah.
actually.
And Nate, we are selling our old bus. I see your question there.
Yes, we are selling our old bus. We've already had some interest in it, and I
If
don't.
you're interested in it, private message us, and we're
Yeah.
taking offers even right now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where the hole is for the bunk room, and the kids are already using it down there, playing in it. It's like their fourth
Yes.
house.
Elisha and Kira have been getting up super early to come down and play in here in the morning. Yeah,
So that, it's gonna be cool.
but we'll show you more in
Yeah.
a later video.
Any other questions for the inside of the bus, guys? And then we can head to the outside.
Yes, Eliana, they can fit in that. It's about what? A foot and a half? What is that?
Yeah, so this is, I believe it's 18 by 20, maybe 15 by 20 actually.
Go ahead, Kira, fit down there.
No, I can't remember what it is. I need a tape.
Alright guys, that's it for the interior.
All right, so Seth. So out here, we've done some things, which we're gonna be adding, and I think we have some of it filmed. So we've added our motion detection light out here. Another thing that I wanted to do on this bus is I wanted a way to light up the entire perimeter by just a flick of a switch. So I got these LED lights. There's one here. There's one down here.
Right up there.
There's one right here, like a light bar right here. And then there's another one down at that end.
There's one right behind this window.
Yeah.
Right up there.
And I got these on Amazon. They're very inexpensive. Company called Nightlight. And I'll have that info in an upcoming video. So I wanted a way of illuminating the entire perimeter of the bus. So we've got all these lights on this side. We have all the same setup on the other side, and basically we'll have two switches that you can just boom, kick them on, and light up the whole outside of the bus. So I wanted to do that not just for lighting outside, but for security. And if you ever just wanted to light the outside of the bus, we'll be able to do that.
Yep.
So over here.
Decking it out for adventure.
That's right.
Flip.
So we are changing up our electrical system a little bit. So originally we had told you that we got the Victron Quattro, because that's the one we're going to go with. That was it's a 120 volt, 5,000 watt inverter, but I could not figure out a way to make a mini split work with that inverter. So what we're doing instead is we've got the Victron Multi Plus. These are 3,000 watt inverters. We've got 2 of them. We're gonna wire them split phase, I believe it's called, and that will give us 220. So we will be able to run our mini split off of our 2 inverters. So if I've calculated it right, with our battery setup that we currently have with the 2 inverters, we could run our air conditioning for about 6 hours with no other incoming power, no solar, no generators. That to me is like amazing.
Oh yes.
So we're excited about that. One other thing I'll mention since I'm on the electrical side of things, we have our solar panels. They're here. So we got these. They're the model on them, I believe, is the 9DB. They're 200 watt Bose RV solar panel, and we've got 8 of them. There's 4 under here. There's 4 right here. So we're excited to get those installed because that's going to give us a lot of power.
I didn't know the rest of the 4 came. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, they're all-
Some Mike or someone was asking how the boys get out of the bay if an emergency.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so that would be, obviously they can get up through the hole, but we're gonna have a window on each side. And you can actually open these bays from the inside. So technically, they could open the window from the inside with this bay door shut and reach and open the latch and open that bay door and get out their window if they had to.
So this is the window that will go here.
Matches pretty epically.
So it's large enough. It's actually maybe a little smaller than the actual hole to get into the bay. So if you can get into the bay, then you can get out.
Yep.
I mean, all the ones that I've seen actually, where they have the basement, I don't even know if they have a way out.
Well, no, I've actually seen some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's see what else. Okay, we're working on plumbing.
Yes, plumbing. That's had some challenges.
Anyone else have questions? No action fighting scenes this week? I'm not sure what you mean, but
Actually, I think
No
we're gonna
action
put
fighting
out,
scenes?
So the video before this was of our awning install, and the first awning when we put it up was kind of a blunder. And I said, Isaiah, you should just throw that video together anyways, and everybody can kind of see how terrible it was. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is the window for the other side.
sweet.
Yeah. So then I've been working on getting our plumbing stuff done, and I don't know why, but every time we do a project like this, everything just fits perfect, if
Yes.
not just a little tight.
Uh-huh.
So we finally got our sewer tank installed, which that's coming out in a future video, right? We filmed.
Right.
Yeah.
Isaiah?
We'll see.
People want to see this stuff. Do you guys want to see all this content Isaiah's filmed and hasn't got out yet?
Hey, in Isaiah's defense, that it's actually
A lot of
takes
work.
a lot of work to edit video footage, especially hours of it. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we built this platform, which we also filmed that. We'll kind of show how we did that. The water pump and the accumulator sit under that.
Yeah. Which
this-
is nice because it'll keep it quiet.
Yeah. This is our water tank. So it will, draw, and our gray water tank is going to sit up here. Our sewer tank will come here. I mean, everything is going to fit just
Okay, and it's
right.
gonna be so crazy because our ducting for our AC is literally gonna fit like right through this cavity here to get to the other side of the bus. So like everything fits just perfectly.
In theory.
And it
in
looks
theory.
kind of messy too.
Yeah, it is
like-
messy right now.
Yeah, this is shit.
It'll look a little tidy up.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I am using the expander PEX for all this, which is really nice. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or not, but you need a tool like this, and there's no gluing. And I mean, I could show you kind of really quick how this works. Because to me, it's really cool because you don't.
How big is the black tank?
It is 45 gallon.
45 gallons. What about heating for winter?
So the mini split has a heat pump in it that actually is rated for very cold weather. So that and so over here, this is our cubic grizzly wood stove. So that we're putting that in that. And we've got all of our cubic stuff here. So that will be installed. So we'll have.
We need to save that unboxing though for
Yeah,
a video.
yeah, we do.
Wait, you want to drink?
So we'll have that for heat, and then we'll have our mini split for heat, and then we might still put in a propane heater. We will see. If we need it, we'll put it in. If we don't need it, we probably won't put it in. So
We
that's-
can use the same ducting, right, from the mini split?
yeah, I think there's a way we could use the same ducting that we have in our mini split system to heat everything, but we'll see.
Yeah, so we only have a few more days before we have to leave the warehouse. So I think we're planning on staying at this location. If not, we will be looking for another location. But hey, that's part of the journey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Isaiah, play fighting with brothers. LOL.
What?
Yeah, sometimes these boys need a little knocking into shape every once in a while. So any of that you saw on camera was actually just a natural that happened. Actually wasn't planned. Yeah.
They have fun. They play around a lot. And
Yeah.
so is the,
Isaiah's a
No, Ashton's D. That's D right there. D, D, D. And we won't say what D means because, well, right there, that's what it means. All right.
All right, any other questions, guys? I think that we've got you caught up to about everything that we've done and are doing right now.
Yeah.
So,
any questions?
14-hour days. It's been.
Eliana
It's been
said,
real.
is the weather making it hard over there? It's actually not been too bad.
It's
Yeah.
not been too bad. It is
It rained
hot.
for a week.
It's very
Yeah.
hot. It's very humid. It's probably the humidity that does it more than anything.
Do you still have enough room for the gear, music gear underneath?
I hope so. We'll see. So the last bay over here is designated for all of the storage stuff, and then we have a little bit of room here and there. Like we've got some room on a bay over here, which is probably where we're going to put our generator. There's a little bit of room in this bay. There's a little bit of room in our electrical bay, which is where all this Battleborn battery setup and this Victron stuff will go.
And are we putting heat in the wet bay?
In the wet bay. Oh, and this in the.
The water bay, I'm guessing the
So-
tanks and stuff.
We have no heat in our current bay in our bus, and we've been in 0 Fahrenheit with nothing freezing. I do have all the walls spray foam, and I think it'll probably be fine, but if I had to, I could put a vent down there. I do plan on still spray foaming the floor of this bay as well. So just the heat that kind of comes down from the floor above, I think will be enough. Like I said, I've been amazed with our other bus. Like I said, 0 Fahrenheit with no freezing. So that's been really awesome.
And Arwen's been working with some family members, and we're not sure if she'll continue to travel with us after this. We'll see. But, you know, she's 18 now, and so it's kind of up to her. Isaiah is choosing to continue to travel with us, and, well, you can speak for yourself, Isaiah.
Yep. Well, I mean, this is a pretty awesome bus to miss out on. So. I mean, all of
Yeah.
this, I kind of, yeah.
Actually,
Gonna-
there is something special that Isaiah just discovered is that we're going to be getting this really cool lift bed, right? We found one?
Possibly. We'll see.
Yeah, so that may go over the driver's area.
Yeah.
And
That's
if
my
so,
bed.
yeah, Isaiah's.
So there's a bed that Lippert makes, and it's called the only way I don't even know how I came across it, but it's called the Project 2000. If you want to Google that, Project 2000 lift bed. And so I'm trying to get one because they're really, really cool. And we will see.
Yes.
Aravis is very mad that someone took the scooter.
Darling.
Here, tell everybody you're upset.
What happened?
What happened?
Are we on track to be finished as planned?
We hope so. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the live, that at this stage on our other bus, we weren't near as close as we are now.
I originally said 2 or just over 2 months. We actually haven't even hit the 2 month.
Oh,
We
darling.
actually haven't hit the 2 month mark. I think the 7th of July will be 2 months exactly. But I think it's looking more like we'll hit 3 months. One, Shane didn't work for 3 weeks of the project.
Because of my foot, which is all healed up, by the way. I mean, I
Yeah.
still got a pretty nasty scar, but the pain is gone and I can walk, which is nice.
So we kind of lost. Oh my goodness.
Stop.
So we kind of lost 3 weeks there, or at least he did. So.
I said at the beginning 3 or 4 months, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, we
Those of
didn't
you
know
who
you
can
were
go
gonna get
back.
hurt.
Those of you can go back and see. I said 3 or
It's
4
almost
months.
like he's planning on getting.
He saw that we were making good progress, so he's like, I better get hurt
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
we make it to
Yeah.
3
Slow
months.
this down.
let me lacerate my ankle. So
All
that I
to
can-
win a bet.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
Uh.
either way, we're making good time, and we should be done by July. So,
Yeah.
if not sooner.
All right, we are about at like 36 minutes.
Yeah.
All signed, limpid line. Yeah.
Nervous.
So what? Anything else to talk about?
No, I think that's all. So
Yeah.
we'll see you guys. Isaiah's gonna have some awesome short videos coming out here soon, and of course some more live video, or not live. Well, yeah, we'll do some more live videos, but some other videos that just showing in detail what we're doing.
Yes.
All right, so we'll see you guys later on in the week.
What's Jeff saying?
Get some rest.
Get some rest. You deserve it. We don't have to. I'll have to sleep when I'm dead, Jeff, because there's no time to rest. It just can't. I can't do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah, just so you know, Jeff, we purposely, this is for Jeff Ellis out there, we purposely do things that look risky for you. Okay, so when I stand on the top of a ladder, I'm thinking of you, man. Just so you know
Whenever I
that.
put these glasses down,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of you.
When-
Every video.
Yes, every video. All right, guys. Well, hey, it was it was good being with you again. Hopefully that brings you guys up to speed. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Go back and watch our other videos. They're really cool. They're well done. Isaiah's doing an awesome job on the filming and just adding in like theatrical elements to them, so they're not just a boring video.
And for those of you that don't know what we do when we're not building bus conversions, check out Hunger for Revival. That's the ministry that we do. And if you're looking for us to come after our bus is done to your area, then contact us on there.
Yeah. I'm thinking some YouTube meetups again. You know, we did those a while back with our first bus.
Before the COVID shut down.
Yeah, before the COVID shut down.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it'd be cool to do that again and
Yeah.
give you guys, any of you out there that want to see our bus, a tour of it.
Yeah. So anyway, till next time. We'll see you
God
guys.
bless.
All
See
right.
you guys.
See
Bye.
you guys. Let's see. How do I end this?